Welcome back, everybody, to ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zack Brown, and join with me, as always, is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief and mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. It is Super Bowl week. That's why I've got the Super Bowl hat on. Still, technically, the defending champions. The Eagles suck this year, but they are the defending champions. So, rocking a little bit of their apparel on this week's episode. This week's episode, later on in a little bit, stay tuned. Lance Dewease will be joining us to talk about his 2026 plans on a new team. It'll be a really exciting talk to Lance and what exactly their plans are for this year. Very likely not a full-time schedule, but we'll see what they're planning on doing, if any big races that he can share and let everybody know to go check out his races, fans of his. I mean, he's done this for so many decades now. Exciting to see what he can do, and with Rich Eichenberger's team, it's going to be. I think it'll be good. It's a good team, a solid team. Car's sharp, so looking forward to that conversation later on. There was no clash. It's no shock to anybody as we're recording this right now. Now, this episode will release on Friday, so the clash will have concluded by the time this episode is officially released. There will be updates on other social medias like our TikTok account and on the Facebook page as well for anything about the clash and our last second thoughts about the results that we'll see. It's been super cold. Temperatures have been getting better. Snow has been slowly melting away. The main roads have pretty much cleared. Schools are still not back in session because that's just a sore topic right now to talk about. If there was anything like this, if anything up north would hit the south, they would be completely shut down for the end till the end of time. It's just worst snowstorm they've seen that I've seen down here since living here. I mean, it legitimately it was 14 inches of snow, couple inches of ice. It was, I mean, it was gnarly. It really was, but they really have no infrastructure to fix all that stuff. But looking forward to see what the Clash does. They've already started snow plowing it too up there, if you've seen any of those.
They had some pictures of some of the drivers shoveling the bleachers. Ricky Stenhouse was up there, and I forget who the other one was, which is pretty cool. Those guys getting out. I mean, I'm sure it's a PR thing to get some pictures. Hey, look, we're they probably shoveled 3 seats out, but hey, you know what? They're out and doing it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, ones that could sell that could use to sell some more merchandise or whatever they need to do, and it keeps their teams and sponsorships happy.
Right.
Ironically, it's those that don't really perform great throughout the entire year that we're kind of showing. But it is what it is. Yeah, but looking forward to still seeing what the Clash is going to bring. It's still going to be cold temperatures when it goes. So to see how it was a lot colder than last year's Clash. So curious to see how the cars handle in that cold. Obviously, the short track, and see how much they've changed to improve the passing. It wasn't a whole lot of passing last year. There's going to be bumping and banging. It's so small of a track. But if you started up front, you were really going to lead most of the laps. It just wasn't enough time. And so we'll see exactly what the rules package they brought for the tires, and if there's enough fallout in the short amount of time you have in the Clash. I still think it's cool to have that local small track there. I'm still with Junior, who's been talking about it. He's all about the pole sitters from the year before and previous winners.
At least it kind of made was special. Now everybody's in it, and
it was, and it also kind of it legitimately started speed weeks down there and got everybody looking forward to Daytona.
Well, what happened? NASCAR started getting greedy and trying to charge $100 and some to go see 50 laps of racing around Daytona, and those guys are just going to run single.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you're going to see a lot of positive changes coming soon, as we talked about last week with Phelps being out, and NASCAR kind of going in the direction of what the fans have been wanting. I think it's a lot of good things ahead for NASCAR. The biggest news, and this is one of them, we're going to talk about it right now, and I just found out how to use this, so I'm going to use it. Breaking news thing.
Except it's behind your season 4 logo.
Yeah, well, listen, it's not. No one's perfect there. I haven't.
Hang on, I got a cat trying to get into stuff she's not supposed to be into. Get out of there.
So NASCAR has officially announced this. This was according to the very legitimate resources last week, but now it is official by NASCAR. The oval is back in the fall for Charlotte. The Roval is officially out, at least for NASCAR. I think they will run some IMSA series, and that's fine. I still would like to maybe they could even try to possibly get some Formula One and bring money in that way to that region,
Yeah,
and maybe
too,
even
too high of
IndyCar.
a downforce track for those type of cars.
They can suck it up. But the Roval's gone. Oval's back. I think it's a great decision. I think you'll see grandstands back being packed. It ran its course. It was neat for a little bit.
It was a
It wouldn't,
novelty, and
and
like you said, it's
honestly, it wouldn't be a bad. I didn't like it in the whatever the playoffs chase. I didn't like it at the end of the year where it was to like completely replace the oval. I would be okay if they wanted to add a third race as the Roval, or have All Star even go there as just as not even
I
a
was just going
point.
to say, run that as the Clash on the Roval.
There's that. It would still be cold.
Something just randomly different.
Something is. I mean, if they wanted to do something like that, it still wouldn't surprise me if Bowman Gray eventually gets an All Star race because it seems to be they're
Yeah, I
trying to
don't know.
bring some of
It's
that stuff.
such a little track. I mean, we're talking a quarter mile. I mean, it's
Yeah, well, we'll see what they decide to do, but
now. I
yeah,
wonder if they have the 750 horsepower package for this race.
I wouldn't think they start off the year with a
Yeah,
750.
I'd be like, what the hell, runner?
I,
You're not going to
I
use it up there anyway, so it
let's
doesn't
just
really
say
matter.
I'd be shocked if it
Yeah.
were there. Not much more out of NASCAR this week. I don't know if I screenshotted. Did you see anything else out of NASCAR caught your eye this week before we kind of gear into?
No, I really didn't.
This week's really all about sprint car racing, getting back into sprint car racing. World of Outlaws are kicking back off at Volusia. They did have the American Sprint Car Series race
Yeah,
down.
the ASCS 360s, which
Yep.
Tyler Courtney, good to see him back behind the wheel. He picked up the win the first two nights, and I don't know if there was another one, but Brady Bacon won the race last night.
I'll tell you, Brady Bacon will have some good runs in a wing sprint car, and
Yeah,
he
he's a hell of a racer without a wing, and he's getting better with it. I mean, he's won outlaw shows with the wing, so anytime you can win an outlaw show, it just you're an okay driver, that's for sure.
yeah, and we'll probably see him at Knoxville, very likely.
Yeah, I mean, they had Tyler Courtney there, Brian Brown was running, Brady Bacon. That's just the ones I know off just the top of my head. For Sam Haferteep was running. There was a bunch of them came down there and run those things. Which those 360 cars, I don't know. I don't really see the draw. You're not saving any money. The engines aren't any cheaper.
No, but I guess those that like we were talking about last week, the ones that got down there, they got some track time.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
and we're able to at least get at least see what the track did. It's going to be completely different weather this week than it was last week. It's going to warm up significantly compared to what it was last week. It was cold down there, the lows especially.
Yeah, we've been below freezing. Tonight's going to be the first night's probably going to stay above freezing here since Saturday night, so that's good.
I always like them starting in Volusia, and that
it's a pretty nice track. I saw some highlights, and it was slick, but it was wide. I mean, there was cars running the top and running the bottom. You can't ask for much more than that.
Well, hopefully we'll see that this week with the Outlaws. I believe it's Friday and Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. There, I think it's usually a 2-day opener. The downside is, and I haven't seen the official entry list for Volusia, but it looks like the full-time drivers, it's around 10 now for World of Outlaws. And I mean, we were talking about it off camera. It's getting too expensive to race a full-time World of Outlaws schedule.
Especially you got 2 series now, so you're going to have to take your.
Well, a lot of the guys went over into High Limit. High Limit's got a decent amount of full-time drivers as of right now. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything of any PA guys that are going to race besides Brent Marks. I haven't heard any more. But like if McAfee's running, he's not on the list as of right now.
I'm going to say he's probably not going to be full time. I don't know if Zierfoss, I didn't remember if he's listed for the Outlaws.
Not seeing that. Tanner Holmes is rookie in High Limit. He is going to be racing in it.
Yeah, he's a good racer.
So that'll be interesting to see how he does. I'm really excited to see how Dason Persley does in the High Limit Series when that kicks off. It's good equipment, Casey Kane Racing.
And
Casey is stepping away full time. He'll race some here and there, but he's not going to race full
yeah,
time. I mean, he does great as an owner. Gio went over to High Limit to race in the 77 car. You got Reitzel out there too, and some of the same ones like Justin Peck. And then Outlaws, it's pretty much the same as you would think. But there's two rookies that are starting, and it's Ashton Torgerson, and that last name sounds really familiar.
well, he's in the 1A car. He ran
Yeah.
it after Jacob Allen got
Yes,
out of the car. So,
and he's officially
but I
listed as
think
a
they were running all high limit, or mostly high limit last year.
yeah. And there's also Scotty Thiel is running the 16C
Yeah,
car. He is a rookie as well. Sheldon Haudenschild in the new 18 car for KCP Racing. That sucker sharp. NOS Energy did come with him.
yeah.
I think that was expected. I think wherever he went, NOS was going to follow. I think that's been a good partnership for both of them.
You know what? It's good. I mean, Sheldon, I think, is pretty much a fan favorite. So maybe whole new team is given the little kickstart he needed. He really struggled last year at times where it should have been way faster than what he was. I think he's a good driver. I think the whole thing's a good car. Sometimes you just need to make a change.
Yep. And Donnie Schatz is back at it again to see. I mean, he's going to finish top 5 in the standings because there's only a few, but see if he can get more competitive this year. And he had a couple races last year, looked really good, but for the most part, his qualifying has been really off the last couple of years, which
Yeah,
sets you back. If you're
that's his
qualifying,
biggest thing is the qualifying. If you're behind in qualifying on the outlaw race, you're already done for the night.
for the most part, yeah, and
He's probably passed more cars than anybody last year.
probably. I mean, there were some good races, and I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked that he was fired from Tony's team, and I don't see who's racing for Tony on there. Maybe do you know who's racing for him? Is it Spencer Basin?
For Tony Stewart,
Yeah.
Rico.
Oh, they're raising high limit. I'm thinking if
Yeah.
Tony ran a NOS. Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking literally at the outlaw schedule, right? The drivers in the outlaw. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Tony's not having anything. Oh, speaking of Tony, we'll talk about a little more about this next week. But we forgot to mention last week he's racing the truck race
Yeah,
next week.
for Ram.
Yeah, don't think that's not going to get some freaking people in the seats.
I'd go there just to see that.
Yeah, yeah. So that was just low. That yeah, my
So we
mind.
got a lot. Friend of the show, Caleb Costner is going to be running the truck races. Definitely going to be tuning in for that one.
100%, 100%.
May not have a few beers with that race. So
I won't be. I will be at work, so that's definitely not allowed to have that while working. But I'll tune in as much as I can. At least listen to it on MRN. But we always start off the World of Outlaw schedule before we bring Lance on. Who do we think is a good dark horse to dethrone David Gravel this year? Last year, we weren't completely off, and I said Gio was a dark horse last year, and I'm not.
I
You
think
might
I
have
picked
said
Logan Schuchart.
possibly. So, who do you think would be a dark horse this year to beat David Gravel? Because I mean, obviously he's going to be the odds-on favorite to win it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if we're talking about for
the
winning a
championship.
title and we're going to pick a dark horse, I'm going to go for Sheldon. But if we're going to pick a dark horse to have a good season, I'm going to go with Emerson Axel, Chili Bowl winner.
Such a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
I just want to get one of his shirts at that Knoxville Nationals just to have says something that's just a cool name. I feel like you should design a really cool shirt for that name.
Most of those guys got some pretty badass shirts. I got to make sure we bring enough cash. I definitely want to get a Ryan Tim shirt when we're out there.
Well, so one I think would be a solid dark horse, and it just depends how his luck really goes because he runs really well. He can get caught up in lap traffic, but he has a lot of good runs throughout the year. But he's got to stay consistent over 80 races. It's a lot to ask. This is a big time dark horse, but I'm going to say Spencer Baston.
Okay.
I think he's a really good driver, and the races he's on, he is on it, and it's one of those where you're going to have to have a little bit of luck on your side. David Gravel has all the damn luck on his side because he just doesn't get DNFs, and it's a major team sport. And then we saw that last year with David Gravel's crew. They put a whole rear end on.
And it's not only his crew. All the teams will jump in. It'll be you're racing these guys.
And that's for everybody too.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, there'll be guys putting wings on, and they all got their own crew shirts on. It's cool to see. You don't see that, in any other sport like that. So that's pretty awesome how they'll all help out.
Yeah. Let me.
It was just always the same way in Central Pennsylvania. You'd be doing something there, people would be jumping in and helping, and whenever they could. So that was always pretty cool.
Well, I sent the link over for Lance, so look forward to the conversation with him. Always appreciate him being able to come on. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
I don't know if he's the winningest driver in Pennsylvania, but he's got to be damn close if he's not.
I mean, shoot, he's got, give or take, 300 wins between just Williams Grove and Port Royal.
Yeah, I know.
So I wonder if that even shows up if you even Google it. So most sprint car wins in PA history. Let's see.
I would think it's got to be between him, Keith Kaufman, and probably Fred Raymer.
Lance is 2.
Okay.
Lance is 376. Fred they don't even know the exact number. It's 500 plus, it says. That's kind of like how it is with Pop. They don't know how many.
I don't think he got 500.
Well, that's what it's. Hey, listen.
Fred also used to run modifieds.
Well, that might be part of it. They count that too. But hey, and Lance is joining us right now. So everybody, please welcome in Lance Dewease once again to the show. Lance, how's it going?
Hey, doing good, guys. How you doing?
Doing well. Well, congrats on a new team this year. I feel like every time we talk to you, we talk to you on a new team, but really excited for you to race for Rich Eichelberger. That car is super sharp. That is a really nice looking car. Tell us about how that deal came to be and what's looking ahead at 2026.
First of all, I want to know, is your dad all right in Florida? He's not too cold, is he?
It's cold. This is a bunch of crap. I didn't sign up for this.
How you doing, Jeff? It came together kind of quick. Heard rumblings that Brock might be going back to his own deal, and so Rich and I got together and talked a little bit, and once Brock kind of made his decision, we kind of put the deal together pretty quickly.
Well, Dad, fire away.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dad.
So those that don't know, Rich Eichelberger's been a staple in Central Pennsylvania racing for decades, as a driver and then a car owner. So it's pretty awesome to see. Do you have like a schedule set for this year, or are you going to kind of wing it, or is it you going to run full time in any of the tracks?
We're kind of going to wing it. Don't plan on racing every single weekend, but we're going to race a lot, probably a lot more I have in some time. But we're still not. You won't see me race every single Friday and Saturday. But with the new series and everything else that's going on in PA, there's a ton of really good shows now. We're going to just kind of take it week by week, like I've kind of done since Donald's car, and just try to be competitive. We've worked really hard this winter on trying to get stuff ready. It's been a challenge a little bit. I mean, we got some cars ready. They're kind of leftovers from Brock's deal. I just got back from Illinois picking up new cars, more for what I kind of wanted. So we're getting there. We're prepared. We have the motor program. The motor program is ready. So the most important things there.
That's good. I had something I was going to say, and go ahead, Jack. If you got something,
somebody
I lost my train of thought there.
Yeah, well, somebody was. I sent out a question to everybody on Facebook that you were coming on, and like, hey, if you got any questions, fire away. Someone was asking, who's the crew chief and car chief for the 8 car this year?
Well, I kind of be calling my own shots. I have a friend of mine that helped me for a good many years in racing. Jeff Sullivan. He was with Mike Wagner the last couple of years. He's come along with me to kind of be my eyes for me, and we have a good rapport amongst us as far as what I like in the car and what he sees. So he's kind of going to be, I guess you could call my crew chief, but the final calls all come down to me. When my son's not racing, he'll be around. He's a lot of help to me when he's at the track. He really pays attention to the car a lot. And normally on our way home, he has can be hard at times on me, but lots of times he knows what's going on and helps me get going the right direction.
Well, it seems like he's gotten more and more passionate for racing as the years have gone. I mean, since you even brought him to Millbridge, it seems like he's just getting more and more involved with it, and that's definitely awesome to see. Are y'all planning on him eventually trying to get into 410s down the road?
Oh yeah, he the 10th plan right now, it kind of depends how everything goes. Is he's probably going to get to race maybe 5 to 7 410 shows this year. Either with a car of riches or the 305 car that he's going to be racing. We're building that as basically a 410 car. We have changed a few little things on it if we put the 410 in it, but with the motor situation at Riches and my long-time sponsor Donnie Owens having his motor right now, I don't tentatively plan on using it at Riches unless I have to. So we can throw that in the car for Cole to make some races and some more laps. But that's kind of a little bit of playing with him right now. But right now I'm just kind of worried about the 8 car and getting rolling.
I mean, it's coming around the corner. The icebreaker's coming up here in a couple weeks, I believe. I don't know what happened to Dad.
We still have probably 6 inches of snow on the ground yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got hit even more than us.
Well, the problem is it's not so much the snow itself, is it's so cold, it's not melting.
Yeah.
So today was kind of one of the warmer days we've had in the last couple of weeks, but it's still getting down in the teens at night. So it's just not going nowhere right now. So
yeah,
the extended forecast is not showing any weather that looks like it's going to melt it quickly. But who knows? You got 2 weeks basically from this weekend to it. I don't see it happening because by the extended weather, what it's calling for, but who knows? Weathermen are probably wrong more often than mechanics and drivers.
But you know how it is. If it's 45 and partly sunny, they're going to do everything they can to race those first couple of shows. So it's everybody be huddled around the heater, blowing on the race car. That's the
their biggest problem right now, Jeff, up here is the snow is just not melting. So that's going to be a big issue if it don't get a little bit warmer.
Even if you get the track cleared, you can't park, you can't do anything, and then everything else is going to be. The track's probably going to be frozen down pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, I know from us at work right now is this past week our guys haven't hardly dug anything because it's so hard and so frozen. Yeah. So it's going to take some time, but we'll see. 2 weeks away, we'll see.
I just hope they luck out this year overall in Pennsylvania to get more races in, because I think the first half a year, every single week seemed like it was raining out.
Especially for Williams Grove.
Yes, yeah, specifically Williams Grove. It's like they had a blanket of rain over Mechanicsburg the entire year is what it seemed like.
Well, I think that like the first 2 months of the season this past year is everybody got.
He's cutting out.
Yeah, we're having some. Yeah, cut out on me for some reason. That was just weird.
I don't know why it kicked you off.
But
there we go.
Yeah, all the tracks early.
Lad, you might have to say that again. It kicked you off for like 5 seconds.
All the tracks last year took a bath for the first 2 months.
I
mean, just everything was canceled and all. And it changed, I think, how people race. We raced a lot more at Barry Shears, week in and week out than probably we were planning on it, just because we lost so much early in the year. So it's hopefully this cold spell gets out here by the end of February, more normal, and get it rolling.
We were just talking about Volusia this weekend, and luckily, I mean, obviously that's Florida. That gets the luck out of all of us here with the weather being nice. So Volusia's still looking good to get kick started this weekend. So definitely looking forward.
It's only supposed to be 70.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 40s at night, isn't it?
We were down to 25 Sunday morning down here, and a lot of people's pipes were freezing, and we don't have any insulation outside on anything, so we went out and I wrapped everything in towels and zip ties and left the sink run a little bit and had the pool run all night just to make sure we didn't have any problems, which we were lucky. But there's other places. I think all my wife's plants are dead outside, but that's easy enough. But that new PA Sprint series they got with their own point deal and everything. How do you feel about that? I mean, it seems like it's a pretty good deal, but it seems like some races are trying to go against Williams Grove on a Friday night. Did I see that correctly on their schedule?
There's no PA series races that race against another track.
Oh, okay.
Sprint cars on the same night. So you might be thinking Clinton County. Clinton County has a 410 show that races against Williams Grove, but it's not a PA series show. When they have their PA series show, the Grove does not race. Same way as Lincoln and Port, they do not race against each other, on those dates. I mean, as far as 410s against each other.
Smart.
It's the series is a good idea. The initialness of it, the amount of shows they did initially is way too many, I think. It's going to be hard to get guys to run all those shows.
Especially when you throw weekly shows in besides.
Yeah. So the rumor we heard right before they announced, nobody knew a lot about this. Like, it was very kind of, as far as I know of, no teams or drivers were ever contacted and asked about it. They didn't get input from teams and drivers, owners, or anybody that I know of. And when we heard the rumor of 47 shows, right away,
ain't no way, just cut him right there.
Okay. There was 14 shows between you got me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, there's 14 shows of High Limit and Outlaws between Williams Grove and Port Royal. So right there, that's 61 shows between those 47 and those other 14, not counting anything else. Now, when I heard the rumor of 47, I did not expect Speed Week to be part of it. And it was. There's some shows part of it that I really didn't expect to be part of it. But it still was a lot of shows. Well, then they end up, it's kind of weird. They took Speed Week out of it as far as towards the point title. Yeah. But the winner of Speed Week gets some type of points, bonus.
Okay, for the sprint series.
For the sprint series, which is kind of, is if Speed, give somebody points for it, but it is what it is. But so I just think they could have done, a 30 race schedule probably and made it a little nicer, but
especially to start out a series with, you think they'd be like, all right, let's kind of start small, see how it goes. And
that's the funny thing about, like, they went gung-ho right from the start. And I mean, when they announced it, the bashing that they took from owners, drivers, teams, about a couple of things, not being about it, and then just the amount of races. Now, the positive side of it, they got everybody in the room, sat down and talk and work together as far as the local tracks, which Zach would know, but you would know this, Jeff. That's very hard to do.
Yeah, I was going to say that you don't get that.
That part was positive. The series is positive.
Yeah,
I just think they kind of jumped the gun on the amount of races they're doing. I think they could spread it out a little bit, make it. I mean, it's going to be hard for somebody to run every single show. I think there might be 3 guys, maybe 3 teams run every single show. I mean, I could be wrong. A lot of it will depend on weather.
Right.
How many shows get lost, when get lost. Tracks like Bedford, I think they're going to get hurt for cars because they're kind of later in the series or middle of the series as far as the date range. So if guys are already, let's say they already out of the hunt or not running good in the series,
Probably not going
they'll
to
skip
travel
those
better.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the farthest away from most people. So it's just, I think they could have, done one at Bedford, one at Clinton County, kind of downsized it a little bit and made it a little bit more special for each of those tracks for one show and just see how it goes. But with that said, who knows? May I'm wrong and may there's 10, 15 guys run all of it. You know what I mean? But there's still a lot of questions. The full purse hasn't been released anywhere that I know of yet of what truly is the breakdown of the purse. And there's some other little questions I think that people are waiting to see announcements about. But all in all, I think it's a good idea, a good, I just think they kind of went too much initially with it.
Could be a work in progress too, for sure. I mean, that's how a lot of the new series seem to be. High limit.
I do think adding another streaming service though for the people to watch the races, I don't think that was a good idea. I think they should have been able to partner with one of the three we got now somehow.
They're on their own streaming service.
Yes,
that's not the PA series.
Oh, that one's not.
Okay, Lincoln did their own streaming service.
Okay.
I think Lincoln had a good deal with Flow.
And it's going to have, but like, Dirt Vision will be the Grove, Flow will be Flow will be Port.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're still going to stay with. Yeah. Okay, well that's
Sprint Unlimited still has, I think, all BAPS shows, and some other shows. So there's another streaming service. My problem where we are all spoiled by Dirt Vision and Flow. Because whatever it is, $200 a year, $300 a year, you get a lot of racing.
Yeah.
When you have to start paying per race, 26, 28, for a fact that it's better for the racetracks, though. That per race thing works out better for the racetracks mainly.
Probably, yeah.
I just know that from sources, but from a fan standpoint, unless like if I was that new series, the new streaming service that's doing Lincoln, I think the first thing I would have done, especially my first year, is offer a package deal for the Lincoln races.
For sure.
If they're doing all the Lincoln shows. Now they won't have the Outlaw shows because that'll be a Dirt Vision.
Right.
All Stars, I don't know if they're under somebody's banner or not, tell you the truth. But but other than that, they could have took whatever, we're going to charge you, and if you could get
all the local shows,
2,000 people at $100.
Yeah.
That's not a bad. No. I just think the weekly paying for it.
You got to get them to watch first, and then
paying for it per race is just tough for people to spend the money.
Well, now if you get the people who aren't subscribers to one or both those other ones, be like, hey, I'll pay $25 to tune in and see one race every now and then. I think that seems to me maybe kind of what they're going for. Be like, hey, we got a big race, to tune in and watch it. But now we'll see how it goes. Anything can change for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting how good the cover.
Yeah, like you said, it's hard to go against Flow and Dirt Vision for sure.
Yeah, and then you see certain streaming places like Paramount Plus just did a deal with UFC instead of doing the actual pay-per-view for fights. Now you have that streaming service you pay a monthly fee for. On the counter side to that, they do run a lot more ads than people would be used to on pay-per-view. So how all that works with sprint car races is probably a little bit different. I mean, UFC is a huge corporation like that now, and global phenomenon. So getting into that, it's probably similar, but probably some other things you have to work through on a scale a lot smaller than that. But I still think that's a good idea for customers and viewers to do. It's a lot for definitely for me. It's definitely worth it. There's all my shows are on Paramount Plus, and you get to watch UFC too. So it's similar to that situation. It's like it's kind of how like Flow. If you have Flow, you get Flow Racing, and we watch college wrestling on there
Yeah,
too. There's
you
all
have a
sorts of
lot.
other
Flow
stuff
has
too.
a lot
Yeah,
on
Flow.
it.
Flow's legitimate.
Yeah. But I mean, that's basically what High Limit's trying to do. They're trying to use Flow, and built the sponsorship through the broadcasting of it. And
they have a few races on CBS Sports. Is that what it was? Or
no, they're on FS1.
Yeah, that's what it was.
FS1. Okay, I couldn't remember which one of the networks
Last year.
it was.
Well, they have 7, I think, this year.
Yeah,
on FS1.
That's good.
Grandview is actually one of them.
That's big. That's
Grandview's
big
High Limit show is one of them. So
that's big for Grandview. That's real big for Grandview. Speaking of Grandview, I'm actually it was one of the tracks for Speed Week, and you mentioned Speed Week a little bit ago. The total purse for Speed Week over $500,000 now. That's unheard of for a PA Speed Week. What are your thoughts on that? And is your team planning on racing the full Speed Week schedule and all that?
We're probably going to try to.
Right.
That's too far away right now to worry about. But we knock on wood, we should be prepared enough to do it. Game plan right now is to have multiple cars for different places. So if that stays true, and I have a car that's kind of for the short tracks and
cut out a second there, Lance, if you can hear us.
Night. And
yeah, we got you now.
But we're going to have multiple cars kind of ready for different racetracks. So
right.
You're because you race one night, you can have another car ready for the next night already. So that day you're doing. It's kind of like we kind of did that with Dyer days. I ran one car Friday night and a different car Saturday night, so it helped with the maintenance.
Yeah,
that's
it's
you didn't have to worry about
maintenance. A lot of preparation going in racing that many times in a row for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's nice is like on a Friday night. They wash the car Saturday morning from Friday night, and actually,
I thought we had
maintenance done on that car because you don't have to worry about the Saturday night car because it's how each car feels to me, and how each motor feels to me. That's kind of the biggest problem right now. It's not, I shouldn't say not a problem, but the motors, I don't know really what they run like. So we're going to be try to run every single motor he has, just see
weather might affect this.
Year last year that couple got like, so we have two motors like good.
Cutting in and out, but we're definitely getting a lot.
We're getting the gist of it.
Now, Dad, have you ever been a part of a team for the entire?
I have to go through everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, we haven't Reynolds' car. Would have been the part.
Yeah.
Hefner's car, Mike Hefner. But yeah, it's been since I ran every single race. And the bad part, I shouldn't say bad. I mean, the amount of money that we have right now for the Lincoln has a 40,000 to win show on Monday.
Yep.
So I mean, you can't pass that one up. Right. And they all pay good. They all pay good.
Yeah, it's hard to pass up through.
And so it's
there we go. Yeah, they Okay, so the Lincoln race, the total payout is $166,000 for that day. So that is absolutely incredible to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a last ever Stevie Smith Memorial Race. That's the last one they're going to have.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That seems.
Yeah. So I think they were trying to. They were going to do it this past year, but it got rained out. So I think they decided to do it again and just make it a big race. So
Okay.
they work really hard. I think Brian Lepo's very heavily involved in that race and getting the money, sponsorship and all for that deal. And he's putting together a really nice deal.
Well, you're a 3-time Speed Week champion, so looking forward definitely if you can race every race there. One thing to leave you off with, and I think you've answered something similar to it before, but I figured I'd get it out there. I think Dad answered it last year at some point, but everybody's been given these Mount Rushmore, like top 4 players, all this stuff. So for you, legend in the sport, Hall of Famer, who is on your Mount Rushmore of sprint car racers all time?
Well, I mean, the first 3 are simple to me. That's Steve, Sammy, and Doug Wolfgang. I mean, that's simple to me. After that, it gets a little harder.
That's what I said.
It don't get harder. It not realistically because
yep,
shots
for sure.
There's nobody else's.
There's guys you got like. I mean, you go to old guys, Jan Opperman, Kenny Weld. You go back to AJ.
And if you were only doing 3,
way back. I mean, it's hard to only keep it at 4.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn.
Yeah.
Seems to be a common denominator.
Jackson's probably one of the greatest.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but to me, it would be Sammy and Doug and Steve's ultimate the top.
For sure.
Sammy's there because he done it on his own basically.
We need to get Sammy back on.
His whole career, being his own mechanic and everything along the way.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's hard to really argue that.
Those 4 seem to be the general consensus at most everybody's.
Well, Lance, definitely looking forward to seeing what you do this year. We are actually going to the Knoxville Nationals this year. This is the first time I've ever gone to the Knoxville Nationals, and first time Dad's been in 3 decades, I think. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And any plans for that yet, or kind of playing it by ear and the possibility?
You'll enjoy it. No.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Rich don't. We're just He just so we're just going to focus on stuff around home and be ready, for the races we run. And I would love to, but
Knoxville's a tough deal, that's for sure. It's a long way to go.
Ready and be prepared for all of our big races and stuff at the end of the year.
Well, as of right now, my grandpa's planning on going, so that's going to be definitely cool if he can make it out there for sure.
It was really tough for just showing up.
Yeah.
Did you say, Zach? Did you say he was?
Yeah, as of right now, he's planning on going out there. The team's racing.
Okay, that's good.
So they're planning on as of right now, he's planning on going with them, and he's
I know that. Yeah,
he's going to stay busy there. So that will even be more special to see. We went there last year for Dewease induction, so and I just to see that was just incredible to see, and I can't imagine what it's about to be with all the bells and whistles of the Knoxville Nationals. So that's going to be really cool. But Lance, we appreciate you coming on as always. Good luck this season. We'll definitely reach out at some point during the season again. Best of luck to your son too. Well, I look forward to see how he gets going in some 410 races this year. So it's looking forward to a good year of racing for you.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys.
See you, everybody. I don't have to say who he is. It's Lance Dewease, Hall of Fame sprint car racer. Lance, we'll see you next time.
Stay warm up there.
All right, thank you. We're trying. See you guys.
It just needs to stay warm down there in the beginning of March. That's when I'm going down there. So
Yeah.
that's when it needs to just stay warm.
Well, I can tell you what, I raced down there when at night at Volusia when it's like 40. It's
Yeah.
like that feels like zero up here. It is brutally cold.
It's cold. Yeah. The
because
cold.
it's 80% humidity. I mean, it just cuts right through you. It's about as cold as you can be. Down there.
Then the next night you might be in shorts. So that's weird.
That's what's so crazy about this time of year down there. Like during the day work on cars, you could be shorts and t-shirts, and guys might be coveralls later tonight. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's just so crazy about this time of the year.
Well, like I said, as always, Lance, we appreciate you coming on. Good luck with everything. All right. I don't know if it cut out or not. I'm going to put on the screen the site for Lance's stuff. So I'm going to show right now. If everyone wants to get some Lance swag, I don't know if they have.
That is a good, clean looking car. Because you remember, like when we had Sammy on, and we were talking about his cars, and he said he wanted to make sure you knew what you were looking at when you saw that car. Like, you could always picture Sammy's car. You knew, you could see the number. And that's very similar. Like some of the cars you see on TV, be like, what number is that one?
I will say it did throw me off how drastic of a change they changed it at Eichelberger's Racing, because I know that
I like that. That's sharp.
It looks great. I really like it, and I obviously he's had Glenville Station for so long now, and Lance's own company's on there too. I know that for sure somewhere.
Well, on GW Signs, who lettered the car, which is George Williamson's Kramer's brother, he posted on his Facebook. He lettered that one, and I don't remember the other one, which George is. He does a great job on those cars.
I wonder who designed it. It's simple, but it's simple, but it looks good. And
it's going to be one of them you definitely see it, and I think it's going to look really good on the track.
That's an actual picture that they posted on their from their shop. So that sucker definitely looks good.
It's a good looking car.
They did good on that. To get one more screenshot, if y'all are interested in any Lance information, go to his website there. I'm sure. Awesome to have Lance. Sorry for a little bit of audio stuff with him. Obviously, snowstorm's going to affect a little bit of internet up there too. I don't think Lance lives in anywhere that is like a metropolis either, so that could be some of it too. But looking forward to seeing what he does. I didn't realize Cole was going to race some races this year, so that's
good to see. I know Cole. He posted that he won a iRacing 410 event at Port Royal. I was like, well, the apple don't fall far from the tree on that one for sure.
Yeah, so I don't think Lance does a whole lot of the iRacing. I think
I'm sure Cole's seen enough racing up there. He knows how you're supposed to get around that track.
Oh, don't think Lance wasn't like, hey, this is what you need to have in the car, and but yeah, that's cool. That'd been really cool to see him go to Knoxville. But I get it. If they're going to be that busy in Pennsylvania, take advantage of that and race those local races.
Especially with you got Speed Week shows right there beginning of July, then you got a month to Knoxville. That's a lot of
if they
racing for probably not full-time crew.
If
they do pretty solid work during Speed Week, they might want some time off, especially if they were to win Speed Week.
That'd be cool.
It's
that'd be another fan favorite. All the fans like Lance. It's
for sure. It's
Lance is one of those like raced against Lance a lot. And Lance whooped us a lot, but you almost didn't hate getting beat by Lance because he's such a nice guy.
Well, everybody's always talked about, like, is Lance going to slow down? Well, the answer is going to be no. Lance is not slowing down anytime soon. He's got a ton of races this year. And here's the thing. A lot of people were like, well, he's fallen off. He's this, that. He won a few races last year. Yeah. And so he just if he's with the right crew, he's got the right setup, and his son, they're helping him now, which is a lot more involved. That propels you to.
I think Lance going to have a good year.
Yeah, and hopefully this sets up. I mean, if his son's going to race a couple of Rich's cars, maybe that sets him up in the
Yeah,
future. Maybe
could be.
eventually take that over. I don't know, obviously, how contracts are worked out, especially sprint car racing. It's not like from like you see other athletes, their details of their contract. It's not exactly how sprint car racing works. But looking forward to seeing what he does this year. Again, we have guests on every week for the next month, basically, at least. And if you know anybody that wants to come on, able to come on, it's that easy. You just click that link. Chance I'm going to send Sammy a link or send him a message and see if he would be able to work something out and
Yeah, see if we can get him to have some more
video
better
this time.
connection. Yeah. Maybe after Lance's son Cole runs some 410 races, maybe we'll get Cole on here. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, shoot,
talk about his experience running 410.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to talk to him about that.
Yeah. So make sure you guys follow, subscribe, like, whatever platform you have. If it's YouTube, it's a subscribe button. If it's TikTok, follow. You get the gist. Go to the Facebook page too. We have clips here and there on things to scent the suspense. Make sure you listen on Spotify. If you're driving in a car, go tune in on Spotify. It's on there. You can get Spotify for free too. It'll just have ads. Maybe not for this, but a lot of things that has ads. Maybe eventually we'll get ads. That'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
But always looking forward to everybody we got coming on. So next week, potentially have Chris Golden coming on. He's a part-time ARCA driver and short track dirt racer. He also does a lot of VR racing. He's been posting a lot of clips on his TikTok. So we're going to try to get on with him, talk with him. And we do have our NASCAR fantasy. It is all set up. So if you made it this far, people, if you were messaging me on TikTok about the NASCAR fantasy, emails have been sent out. So check them. Try to log into your NASCAR fantasy. That begins the week of Daytona, and that's when you'll be able to make your picks. Next week, we will kick off our fantasy segment and discuss all that. Now, will we post our lineups? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I don't want everybody to copy us in the league.
I don't think we don't have to worry about that.
Well, we don't post.
Here's what not to do, guys.
Well, we don't post mom stuff, so maybe that's the advantage of it.
Yeah.
But we appreciate everybody tuning in, and hopefully this Lance segment does really well. The last few have always done really well. Everybody does a great job, and I appreciate everybody already commenting and all that stuff, especially TikTok. It has grown significant amount over the last couple weeks. So definitely appreciate that. So till next week, guys, this comes out every Friday. Make sure to tune in every Friday. See you then.
All right. Bye, everybody.